we had some grassroots systems. This is my favorite system called Excel. How many of you guys have one of these? Yeah. This started when I'd started my own consulting firm in 2002, 3 of us, which grew to 9, which grew to 15. Still didn't need one of these yet, which grew to 25. Started to need one of these, and then grew to 50, and definitely needed one of these. And then we grew through the KANA. KANA acquired my company. We continued to grow, and the spreadsheet continued to grow to the point where it's multi-megabytes, and it takes a while to download, and you guys know this story. It's a great one. But I can tell you, as we went through the process, which I'll talk about later, of selecting Changepoint, I did show this to a couple of vendors and said, if you can give me that, I'll buy your software today. And they looked at me and said, if we could give you that, we'd sell a heck of a lot of software. Right? So this is the big thing that we do around resource management. Right? And so how we schedule, identify gaps in capacity and demand, and et cetera. So that's the big system number 1. How many of you have a red, yellow, green report? Yep, another cool system called Excel, as well, shared on our SharePoint site, and you get to take turns, updating and doing stuff. SharePoint doesn't always like people, doing multiple updates and overriding, and 26 project managers. It's a heyday. So the fun part of that is we schedule them. So if you're in Belfast, you get that spreadsheet from 8 to 9 in the morning Belfast, which is 2 in the morning Kansas City, which is midnight. And throughout the day, everybody gets their schedule because that has to be updated every Monday, right? Risk management, another cool system, but there's about 156 of those systems because they're embodied in status reports. So how do you know, as a leader of an organization like myself, how do you know where your biggest risks are without pinging and talking and discussing with every person that you can, or my leadership team, right? Another great system. So, and lastly, status report, another 156 of those at any given time. So all it's the systems that drive the core part of how our project managers and account managers work. And you guys probably feel pretty comfortable seeing that stuff, right? So the challenge that I laid out to my team and I took upon myself was, how do you organize first for accountability, knowing that all this stuff's going on? Oops, pushed a button, sorry about that. How do you get the right resource to the right place at the right time? How do you eliminate the burden of those systems? Those aren't the only ones, because in the background we use NetSuite for the invoicing and financing and time and expense management and vendor management and all that, right? SharePoint, Outlook, et cetera. So how do you do all that and still maintain or grow margin? Right? So we all know growth is painful and expensive, right? And if you're a 10-person firm and you add 2 people, you've just increased your capacity 20%. It's hard to make margin on those 2 people quickly to maintain that. But as you start this to scale, there is a way that we've experienced that you can. And it's through some of the things we're going to talk about.